Greetings, my fellow human beings. We are live. This is Live Free or Die. And I'm your host, King Eli, king of all alternative news on your Manhattan neighborhood network. This is the People's Network, not Democracy Now!, okay? Because we are a republic, not a democracy, as it says in our Pledge of Allegiance of America to whatever. Oh, God, I'm still tired from last week, excuse me. But yes, like I said, and I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. The republic, not the democracy, damn it. So Amy Goodman, go to hell. This ain't Democracy Now!, this is Republic Now! Anyway, I'm ranting right out the gate. I love it. All right, we are live. It is November 10th. Thank you for joining me. All right, our first story is Sandy refugees complain of prison-like conditions at FEMA camp tents. Yes, residents of New Jersey whose homes were ravaged by Superstorm Sandy and are now having to endure yet another wintry storm are revealing through first-hand accounts that Camp FEMA is providing more like prisons, basically. At the Pine Belt Red Cross, they made an announcement that they were sending us to permanent structures that were set up there and that they had just been redone. They were also promised washing machines, hot showers, steady electric, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But this person says, we got basically an expletive. We got shit. That's what he said. I'll say it. This is public access. Manhattan Neighborhood Network. Go to mnn.org or go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Live Free or Die MNN, as it says right there. Or you can email me at livefreeordie.mnn@aol.com if you want to get me some stories. So, yes, like I said, according to the Asbury Park Press, some displaced New Jersey residents have had to relocate to FEMA camp tents. And they are cutting off the Wi-Fi signals. They are not allowing them to charge their cell phones. So, you know, they can't report all this crap that's going on. And as you can see, I put the number up early, actually, right there. And seems we have a call. Let's see who's on the line. Caller, you are on the air. State your name and where you're from. Oh, boy. Hello. Really? Hello? What, did you fall asleep on the phone? Call me back. All right. Thought we had a caller there. So, yes, when you become in this crisis and you're basically, man, it's just so sad. You know, my car got flooded out during this whole damn thing, and I can't even complain. Because after watching these people on TV who lost their homes, their cars, everything, their whole life, I would be ashamed to complain. It's just a ridiculous what's going on out there. And now they're putting them in FEMA camps, these tent city FEMA camps going on here. Also, my next article is from the New York Propaganda Post, those pieces of garbage. Arthur Kill Correctional Facility could house people displaced by Hurricane Sandy. Residents displaced by Sandy are staring at life in Staten Island jail. Yeah. The state is eyeing a recently shuttered Arthur Kill Correctional Facility on Staten Island. So this closed-down prison in Staten Island is now going to be used to house the Hurricane Sandy victims. Gee, what a proper place. FEMA sure knows. They know what the hell they're doing. They sure as hell do, I tell you. Caller, you are on the air. State your name and where you're from. Okay, then. I don't know if somebody's messing with the phone lines or people are just afraid to talk. Don't be afraid to talk. We're live. It's Saturday, November 10th. Give me a call. You know, you want to talk about anything? A conspiracy theory of sorts? Do you believe in lizard people? Do you know about the Illuminati? You know, let's hear from the people, okay? Because the people is the real news. This is what this show is all about. Hearing what the people of my island, Manhattan, and the world, because you can also watch me at mnn.org right here, worldwide, and just give me what you got. So, yes, Staten Island residents will soon be living in the Arthur Kill Correctional Facility. They say it's like a scene out of The Walking Dead. They're taking over a prison, and that's just the way it is, I guess. Get ready for Camp Fema. What a shame. All right, everybody knows Obama has been reelected. All the liberals are saying, yay, yay. I'll tell you a little election story of mine. I went down to vote, right? And I look at this ballot, and I see basically one name that one guy I can vote for. And that guy was Gary Johnson. He's in the Libertarian Party. Also, some other senator in New York from the Libertarian Party, Chris Edges, I believe his name is. And I voted for him. So their names are all the way on the right side there. I checked their names on the ballot. I'm looking down the list at the congressmen and the senators. And I don't know how a congressman like Nydia Velázquez can be involved in two parties, the Democratic and the Republican Party. This is insane. So I don't like none of these people, okay? So probably in 2 to 4 years, I'm going to be running for Congress myself. So look out for that, because we need a constitutionalist party in here. And anyway, so caller, I see you calling. Just hang on. Anyway, excuse me, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, yes, so I checked the two names, and I look at everybody else, and I don't want to vote for these bastards, these Democratic and Republican bastards. The pendulum swing keeps going on. So I bring my ballot up, I checked on the right side, and I hand the lady the ballot, and she goes, "Oh, no, you didn't vote. You didn't vote for any of these people." She was pointing at Obama and Romney. And I go, "Yeah, I don't like any of these evil bastards, okay? I voted for Gary Johnson. Now, could you put my ballot in, ma'am?" "Oh, I didn't see that. Who's Gary Johnson?" Look it up, lady. Look it up. I gotta go. Anyway, let's take this call. Caller, you are on the air. State your name and where you're from, please.
Hello, how you doing, man? Yeah, at least I get to hear you now, because last week, they kind of messed with the sounding and all that. I couldn't hear you.
Yes, they occasionally do this to me, Steve. They mess with my video, my audio, my visual, all of that.
But it looks like Camp Fema is here.
Oh, Camp Fema is here, all right.
Yeah, we went to Staten Island, which they call the Forgotten Borough.
Unfortunately, it's our own tri-state area residents that are suffering this Camp Fema catastrophe, you could say.
Exactly.
Residents of the Jersey Shore, they can't go out on GTL anymore. Rockaway.
Martial law still.
Probably so. Martial law is probably still in effect. I mean, it's
real. Declared it, though.
Jersey got devastated. Oh my God.
Yeah, Jersey Shore is happily gone.
And I pray for all those people, man, and the Rockaways too, and especially in Red Hook, Brooklyn. I got to give my a big shout out. I don't even know her name, but I saw her on Fox News. Some black lady.
Fly like a fox, that's what it is. Fly like a Fox News.
Yeah. Steve, did you see the black lady who almost got Mayor Bloomberg? She jumped through 2 police officers and Bloomberg's like Secret Service agent, and she was this close to getting Bloomberg, and she was screaming all sorts of expletives at him. And Bloomberg looked so terrified. I was like, oh. If she would have actually got him, I would have went down and bailed her out.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah. Did you heard about the, about the conspiracy about the porn? Now they're using porn stores to wear condoms at the set now. Now, some guys are mixed with that, In California,
Well, I guess if you're an independent industry, you can decide what to do on your own, but with everything that's going on around these days, especially what the government is dishing out, because everybody knows AIDS is man-made.
Exactly.
I would rub her up if I was a porn star. I mean, I think
yeah,
that
now
would.
some guys are thinking that will mess up the fantasy and all that madness.
Yeah, I guess I don't really try
That's what it
to
is,
partake
you know?
in pornography, because what that does is it desensitizes you. It desensitizes you, Steve. Where you know, if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, whatever you're into, and you're watching too much porno, and you get in bed with your lover, it's, you know, you don't
Well, that's
feel.
the one way they keep you distracted, that's for sure.
Absolutely, it's all a psyop. It's part of the
Yeah, exactly.
depopulation program. They throw tons of pornography out at us. And, you know, I'll be honest, when I was younger, I used to partake in a little pornography watching. But as I got older, I realized what they were doing, desensitizing me, and I just had to stop.
Like a zombie.
Now, the only porno I watch is my wife.
Yeah,
all right,
exactly.
I'm getting too out of hand with that. Steve, anything else?
Yeah. Did you see Conspiracy Theory on Wednesday?
No, I haven't seen it. I have it recorded on my DVR. I hear it's about the reptilians.
Oh, yeah, the
And,
reptilian elite.
Yeah, did you see it?
Yes, I did.
All right,
and I was like in shock. And next week they're going to talk about time travel.
All right, give us a quick review of the reptilian episode.
Well, they're saying, I think his son and Oliver Stone's son, I think that both of them, they're in Jesse's elite now.
Yes,
No,
they
his
are
son is
working
in there?
together with Jesse Ventura's son as well.
Yeah, and they were like broken, in the Discovery, saying that they spotted like reptilians, like humans and all that. And they're saying like your elected officials could be half man, half alien. It's
Yes.
going to be like the Men in Black, man. Seriously.
Yes.
You ever seen the movie The Men in Black? They turn into aliens and mutants and all that.
Well, yeah, there's big talk of big alien invasion going down.
Well, basically,
possibly.
you don't have to worry about that because the aliens are here.
Yes, this is what they say. I
That's
don't know.
right.
I guess it's one of those things, Steve, where I have to see it to believe it. But anything is
exactly.
possible, and my mind is open to all things.
Yeah, exactly. And plus on top of that, now they're talking about, I think, time travel and teleportation. I think that's way down the line, though.
Yeah, well, the Germans, I think, did it. I saw something on the History Channel where the Nazis created this bell, and this bell showed up. They created this in the 40s, and then it later showed up in the 70s and somewhere in Pennsylvania by Pittsburgh. And, yeah, time travel could be possible. I also heard another theory where the aliens are time travelers. They're originally from Earth, but they are time travelers, and they're supposed to come back in, November, December 2012 or something like that. Like I said, it's one of those things I have to see to believe. My mind is always open, and if I see it, I will believe it. But also watch out for the alien invasion false flag. They will try to throw some. It's called Project Bluebeam, where they can basically make anything into a hologram, even Jesus walking on water, and spaceships
hologram.
like War of the Worlds, and basically they'll probably be fighting with themselves to bring in a new world order. Because if we get an alien invasion, what a better way to bring humanity together? Don't you think?
Oh, so basically that means like they can make anything like a hologram, like Jesus walking on water, right?
Oh, yes, they can do this, Steve, yes.
They have the technology of doing it, though, right?
Like a big, giant Jesus, maybe 200 feet high. Oh, absolutely. Just Google Project Bluebeam.
Project Bluebeam, you said?
Project Bluebeam.
How you spell it?
Like project, like you're doing a project.
Yeah, and I
And
need
then
the word Bluebeam.
Bluebeam, Bluebeam. Bluebeam.
Bluebeam, right?
Yep.
E-A-M, right?
You
Oh,
check
so
that
they
out,
put down
Steve.
Project, yeah, Bluebeam, right? That talks
Absolutely.
about their latest project and all that. And I think I saw something on YouTube that talked about, the aliens and all that.
Yeah, they got a bunch of stuff, bunch of that stuff going around.
But I
Very
definitely
interesting. It's very interesting. I try not to get too deep into it. Like, I like to go with something I can prove 100%, or at least
Right, exactly.
almost
But there's a lot
100%
of
with some
theories out there,
documents
but a lot of stuff is coming out, man,
and some facts,
Exactly.
So we'll wait to see what happens. I appreciate the call, Steve. Give Give me a call back a little bit later if nobody else calls up. Let's give some other callers a chance. All right, brother?
Okay.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man.
All right. All right. Whenever you hear a caller hang up, just give me a call. 1-212-245-7273. We are live, people. All right. My next story. Before we get to the next, the whole alien thing, I tell you, I don't know. I got to have a good friend of mine. I've been trying to get him on. He's a little, he's an expert on this sort of thing. He's always trying to convince me about the reptilians and the adrenaline and I don't know, like I want to believe, but I don't want to get distracted away from the real issues. You know what I mean? All right, let's get on to this next story. This is from John Rappaport, naturalnews.com. It says, the title, "Did Prop 37 really lose, or was it vote fraud?" He says, on election night, not long after the polls closed in California, the announcement came out. Prop 37 was losing. A little while later, it was all over. 37 had gone down to defeat. But what is the whole story, John Rappaport says? Well, basically, I believe, whoa, 1.6 million votes remain uncounted in regards to Prop 37 in California. If you guys do not know what Prop 37, it's Proposition 37 is basically where the Californians want their foods labeled GMO if they in fact have GMO in them, genetically engineered or genetically modified or organisms in their food. People want to know what's in their food. And the media right away, they threw out a projection that it lost. Oh, it lost. It went down. Meanwhile, about 1.5 million votes didn't even get counted. So how the hell did they know that Proposition 37 got voted down? I smell voter fraud here, please, people, because when Monsanto gets into play, when they start playing their propaganda commercials, you better believe that you're going to do a lot more than have a little vote to defeat those evil bastards, because they run the food industry of the world. And they feed us this genetically modified crap that gives us tumors, cancer everywhere. And you just got to be careful what you're eating. Even Whole Foods today is selling genetically modified crap. About 30% of their food is genetically modified. And we as a people, even here in New York, need to stand together and demand that they label those genetically modified edible items. All right, here is a weird story here. This is also from naturalnews.com, J.D. Hayes, and he writes, 3-year-old boy arrested for peeing in his front yard. Mom gets a $2,500 ticket. Yes, this is Piedmont, Oklahoma. And they were on their own property. The parents of 3-year-old Dylan Warden are in the process of trying to potty train the little tyke. And the most messed up thing is the kid didn't even get to pee. All right? They're bringing him to pee. You got Officer Dickhead over here, numbnuts, sitting there, rolls up on him. Boop, boop. Hey, your little boy was about to pee there. I'm going to have to write you a citation. And, the lady goes, actually, he didn't even pee yet, and he's 3 years old. I'm bringing him through potty training, and, I don't see what's the problem. Officer responds, we've been having problems with public urination here in the park or here in this area. And, you're going to get a summons for allowing your little 3-year-old boy to pee, when, in fact, he didn't even pee. So, well, I don't think I want to move to the sticks one day, but I think I'm going to avoid Piedmont, Oklahoma. You see, because if you can't even pee, it was actually an attempted pee, and the mom got a $2,500 ticket for attempting to pee. That should get thrown out of court, and I would sue that officer civilly. I wouldn't sue the department. I would sue him personally. There's a lot of good cops out there, but there are also a few bad apples. And you can't crucify a whole department for a few bad apples. So, all right, we got a private call. It's probably a prank caller. Let's see. Caller, you're on the air.
How you doing, buddy? I'm going to be anonymous this time. I was the one who called about that thing about the World Trade Center last time.
Yeah,
Terminate?
I recognize your voice, buddy. Go ahead.
All right. Listen, you know about HARP?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm a ham up on amateur radio. And you know, it's just about when the voting was and all this stuff happened. We had the storm, 2 of them.
That's right.
To coincide one storm against another. It's like oranges and apples. Snow, then warmness, but heavy winds. They did the same thing in Europe. Then we're going to have a fight with the Middle East. They had a big storm, mudslides, everything, just to stop and make them think this way they can't fight. They save a lot of ammunition, save a lot of problems, a lot of things. You know about that, right?
Yes, we talked about this on last week's show, that basically I believe the hurricane was a weaponized hurricane.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Because I go on the radio, and when HARP goes on, I could tell. Because
Really?
the atmosphere, I get a lot of skip. You know what skip is?
No, explain that to my
Skip
audience.
is, you get people in other countries all over the world. I was getting China, Japan. I was talking to on 10-meter band. Like they got 11 meters of CB. You only allow 5 watts, but I use more. I use 100 on 10 meters, 20, 40, 25 meters, 17 meters, 60 meters. And at that time, I was on 10 meters. And I got all over the world. I got Australia. You figure, I'm in one of the 5 boroughs. And to get Australia, you know to travel? It's a static electricity atmosphere. It grabs on, and it pulls the signal. That's I could tell when there's HARP. Sometimes it's very strong. Like these guys would hit me at a 20 on a meter. You're usually at 6, a 9 on a meter. So the S meter, that's the strength of the signal. These were 20s. So HARP, I seen a field once. Happened to be in a video. And the field was tremendous. 10 miles, somewhere 8 miles, had all these antennas. And they just send this voltage through, harmonics and the signals. So you know about that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, a friend of mine showed me a picture right after the hurricane, right above his house. Also, like a glow around the sun.
All right, you just said something. I called a guy during the hurricane, called a guy about 90 miles from New York City. He says, Joe, I went outside. It was nice. It was about 40. All the ones start dropping. He's seen a haze. And he's seen this white glow. You ever see it you can see in Alaska or the North Pole? What is that called?
The Northern Lights.
Northern Lights. He's seen that. And he says he's seen, and all the fog was starting to freeze. And his tips of his fingers started to freeze. He's in a desolated area, 59 acres. There's nobody and nothing up there.
You know, the same thing happened to Japan right before the earthquake. The lights, it was like the Northern Lights up in the sky.
Right.
Half hour later, earthquake hits. Boom.
Yeah, that's good because for harmonics and stuff for the ham radios, we pick up the skip. Stations very far away. You could use hardly any power. I tell you this, I was running 100 watts. I went down to 5 watts, and I could still talk to the same guy. So that means they push the blanket.
Wow.
So what do you know? Can you do some research and have a show on it, and then all of them we could talk, and I'll get back to you guys even more so. What do you know about it so far?
Well, I was doing some reading, and I read some memorandum. I talked about this last week that Obama wrote to the Department of Homeland Security that ordering them basically to manipulate and guide hurricanes. And the godfather of weather warfare, Ben Livingston, talked about how he did this back in the 70s during Nam, how they could make it rain and they could make it stop raining and they could move hurricanes and they could create hurricanes and they can even stop hurricanes.
Yeah, probably so. Sending electric from a plane going into the eye of the hurricane and sending a voltage through it. And it started with the Indians, believe it or not, with seeding, like taking phosphorus and bringing it into the atmosphere in airplanes and just seeding the atmosphere and making the atmosphere cry. And then they would say prayers, and they would say it was God. But it was the white man who started that. And he said, watch, we can make it rain. Well, the same type of situation, the only thing this is electric instead of seeding. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, wow.
Yeah, it's something, because I got the equipment here. I got the radios and the antennas on the roof, and I know the deal, man. I could sense it. I could feel it. You know, you ever had you got a third eye? I got it from my grandmother. You ever had a third eye?
Oh, absolutely. I've had the third eye all my life. I talk about this. You get that feeling that something is wrong, but you just don't know what it is. And then when you finally find out, you go, holy, I knew the whole time something was wrong.
Yeah. I'm an ex-soldier of fortune, paramilitary, you know what I mean? I've been around the world and with people. See, what the whole thing is, you make people, don't let them know what you're doing. Just think about something and think positive.
Quick, you got about 10 seconds left. Go ahead.
But don't let people know what you're doing. Don't tell anybody. Just, they don't know what your brain. They can't get into your brain and read you. So when somebody tells you something, you just laugh at it. But they don't know what you're thinking, you know what I mean?
I hear you, brother. All right, my time is up. I'm going to do that research, and hopefully we call back next week, and we can talk more about it. My time is up. I appreciate the call, buddy. Listen, we're out of time. God bless America. God save the Constitution. And if you have received this transmission, then you are the resistance.